Hey, beautiful souls, how are you? Listen, I wanted to touch base with you really quickly because today was a pretty successful day. It was a day that was very enlightening, and I found out that I wanted to talk about this because it seemed as if every person I spoke to today kind of mirrored similar frequencies, similar thoughts of inadequacies. And I want to talk about it. There's so many people who are within faith, who are so fearful and feel so conflicted and as if they're split in half. Because I keep saying, you're splitting in half. Not everybody, but one or two coming up with that. You know, that aspect of them that's just split in half. You're undecided and I don't know. And the main thing that came out of all of today's session, I want to share with you why, because it might help you who's asking a question. When you graduate from being within a paradigm or within something that you believe, and somehow something happens, for some of us it's an NDE, for some people it's something else that just gives you this nudge, this gentle nudge. Sometimes it's a real hard push that says you're more. It says you deserve more. It says enough is enough. It says, you know what? I have this urgency for service, for change, to move to a completely different country, different state, to just surrender this family, this friendship, this habit. Because all of a sudden now you have identified, this really does not serve me anymore. And what you usually come out with at the end of the day is this feeling of, I made the wrong decision. It's indecisive. And you're wondering, oh my gosh, am I taking the wrong path? And you use the words as stuck. I am trying. I don't know. I can't. And the frequency that is applied to these words are so low and so heavy. When you find yourself in the space or in the surroundings of somebody who's empathic, it is a weight. It feels like a boulder on their shoulders. So I can't imagine what it feels like for you. So let me help you deconstruct from my perspective. Now, remember, I'm not telling you go. There's nothing that's set in the blueprint that is for anyone's soul. But from my perspective, here's the first message that came through today that's amazing to me. You did not abandon God. By choosing to graduating from believing in something that simply is a source of love, and graduating now to knowing the moreness of God, of all there is, of this source of love, you did not abandon God. And the first thing you feel is, did I abandon God? Am I going in the right path? Am I following the devil archetype? Because this is different. I'm not used to it. And my mind, which usually controls how you react to things, it's your defense mechanism. It is your alarm system. I'm sharing this with you today because this came up in a reading, in a session that I had, and I found it amusing. Like, whoa, this is your alarm system. I never looked at it that way. So your mind, your ego that so many people talk about, today, the angels reveal to a beautiful client of mine that that is your alarm system. It's not something for you to separate like you want to sever your ego and get rid of it. There's no way for you to separate your being from your ego. It is your defense mechanism. And here's how it works from the perspective of what I learned today, okay? As you come into this world as this pure soul, the purest soul that you can think of, that comes in as all love, as you start to grow from this toddlerhood and you start to observe things that happen, things that people say, history that is told, society, things that are placed there, identity that's also placed on you. I'm going too fast, let me know. And all these constructs that really didn't start with you, but it was placed there by somebody. And what you do every time you believe in one, or you witness one, observe one, or you experience something, and it allows you to shrink your auric field, it allows you to shrink your light. What you do is you embed within your ego a memory that says, this is not safe, I don't want to do that, it does not feel good, I don't like it. What your ego does is it remembers it. It's a memory bank, and it says, okay, this is a safe space for us to be, so we will not experience these things. When you graduate from believing these constructs, because now I believe this thing, this is where you stay. I'm following these constructs, these rules, these guidelines, although it doesn't feel so good with my heart. However, I'm following it, okay? What happens is when you graduate to this knowingness, your ego, your alarm system starts to go off. Imagine an alarm system. Somebody touches your car and it starts to go off because what it's telling you is, listen, something is outside of me that I am not used to is interfering with me, and it does not feel safe. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is, but I'm telling you, I'm not used to this. So it provides all of a sudden every memory that ever came up of fear, inadequacy, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, that voice. That thing that happened, that I saw, that I experienced, it must be in my mind. It must be the devil archetype. And what it does is separate your connection from your brain to your heart. And you don't get to hear your heart anymore. It was amazing today when the angel said to this beautiful being that your mind is always, it's like always stuck in traffic. It's always there, always stuck in traffic. As soon as the light goes on go and you're going to your mastery and you're almost there to say, yes, then this defense mechanism goes up and it said, absolutely not. So it's good for you, but it's also not good for you because it does not grow with you as you expand in this expansive world. You know what I mean? So it goes on go because you're going to this mastery. You have this thought, this creative idea. However, it's not used to it. Oh, you have to move across the world? Absolutely not. And the constructs come up and then you have anxiety. Well, you have the feelings in the body which starts to tell you you're kind of getting off balance a little bit. We call it anxiety, we call it all these things, but it's really your body. The angel said it is really your body, which is super consciousness, that is now telling you, feel into this. Take the trip from your brain to your heart. Try to narrow it down. Pause. One person today got pause. Pause. And when that happened, it's like everything froze. And allow. And it was so awesome, and I felt it too. So the reason why I'm saying this to you is whatever journey you are on, it's not as if so many people want to say, how do I get rid of the ego? I want to get rid of it. It's not about getting rid of it. It is about training your mind now to acknowledge what you are experiencing in the physicality and in the spirituality that you're growing into, that you're becoming. So not the voices, but let's say, okay, now I'm going to test my muscular, my energetic self. And you keep affirming to your body, I am safe, I am ready, I can do this. Don't keep saying, I'm trying, I don't know, I'm so stressed out, I can't. So when you use those words, it affirms to you, yes, I am going to defend this archetype. Do you understand what I mean? So what you need to do, instead of saying it's hard, say it's challenging. Because challenging opens the doorways for excitement and newness, and allowing yourself to find yourself going in one direction and allow yourself to adapt, to redirect yourself. And look at every situation, every disappointment, everything as understanding that everything in your life is choreographed, every single thing. And sometimes things happen to you because you are actually teaching another person a lesson, or the lesson is being taught to you. You're being tested. And I understand the paradigms of this whole life. So don't personalize it. Say, no, you're not talking to me. I'm talking to the collective. To all these individuals who know, who feel this urgency, there's more, there's more, there's more. However, now you are holding yourself in judgment and in shame because the family doesn't understand. Do you know the main thing that came through today? Don't judge. You don't like to be judged. So when you find yourself on this path, you're not on this path to judge anybody or to try to convert anybody, because then now you're going to try to create your own box. You can't do that. We are now collectively deconstructing these boulders on these buildings that are no longer strong. They can no longer withhold the frequency, the energy, the love that we are ready to put out there. It's not as if it has not been there. However, it's been dormant because so many of us, especially the feminine archetype, has remained extremely quiet. in spaces, in places, in situations that we should have spoken up. Not anymore. And many of you, you feel the urgency. I am ready for service. It's this energetic, I don't know, it's like this outburst, like sparkles, like it's within the air. And all of a sudden you have this urge. You just have this knowing something's coming, something's changing. And breathe, because the guide said pause and allow. Pause and allow. Don't hyperventilate. Try to understand that your breath is the consciousness of an ethereal source, which is also a reflection of you. Do you understand? So I wanted to bring that through. Whoever it resonates with, let it resonate with you. And please understand, I have absolutely no issues with any religion, any structure. I just know that as technology evolves and grows and gets better, why should we as humanity not grow and expand and get better and learn for once how to get along? Learn for once how to get along with ourselves first. Because most of us who are walking out there who are really bitter bees. And the reason why we are is because we can't even get along with ourselves. We have no clue. We don't look ourselves in the mirror. We have so much inner child healing that's there to be done, to be unearthed. But what we do instead is spread this beautiful Persian rug over it. And we live our lives and we have our families and we go for the career and we go for the life and we go for the identity and we go for all these things, not paying attention to these pockets in our lives that we had left dormant. And when it comes to times like these, it starts to surface. You know, like a sore that was there. You put a bandage on it and then all of a sudden now, oh my gosh, I thought it was healed. Look at it, it's broken out again. That's kind of the phase we're going through. It's not exactly the nicest thing. However, this is the phase that we're going through. So pause, breathe, and allow. Okay? Love and light.